Hi! So we're back with another match ramble, and today we are talking about AEW Dynamite match, which, again, we done one for Kenny and Mox, but this one, I just feel the need to watch this match, and honestly, I was thinking about, like, who's two guys that I've, just a match between them, and who two I, like, obviously really like, and weirdly, this is the only 1v1 match between these two ever, and I think that's insane. Today we have Konouske Takeshita versus Swerve Strickland on AEW Dynamite in 2024. Now, this was during the time of when Joe was champ for the first time, building toward Dynasty. Now, this was after Revolution, obviously, where Hangman and Swerve and Joe had the triple threat. Now, this was building, obviously, towards Swerve's first title reign. Now, obviously, Joe being champ, this was a really hot moment, and when Swerve was in peak popularity, I'd say, ridiculously over. And which was weird, because, again, I think Swerve's better as a heel, but whatever. With this match, I feel like Takeshita, I love Takeshita, don't get me wrong, and it feels like a more primitive Takeshita, but not in a young boy way. Like, the guy's, like, just much more watered down to what he is now, and it's weird. It's a really weird step, and so it just shows you how much he's improved. Same with Swerve, admittedly, here. Swerve's charisma here is not as exemplified, because I think he does that more when he's a heel, but I think the title reign changed Swerve completely in a good way. I think it made him so much better and so much expressive in the ring. He still does the gritty and stuff. The match is quite a slow-paced match, which is honestly not a bad thing here. Takeshita's weight over Swerve is ridiculous, and I really like how they really play into Swerve and Takeshita's striking here, not really so much flips, because Swerve can be a bit of a high flyer, and Takeshita tries to be too. It's really good. But the technical wrestling at the start really exemplifies here. It's a really good technical bout. At the start, Swerve and obviously Takeshita are going up, and they're basically Swerve struggling to keep up with Takeshita's strength. Now, as soon as Takeshita starts doing his elbow strikes to Swerve, which, bear in mind, when Takeshita does these elbow strikes, he doesn't always do them to the face, he always does them to the neck sometimes too, and that instantly fucks Swerve up, and it's worked, obviously, but it's ridiculously good. How I liked it. They basically, the match is like a 20-minute, it's a main event on Dynamite, what you expect, and what I really like is they really show, A, how good Takeshita is and how dominant he is, but 2, the resilience of Swerve, which, is what you expect, but it's a really good example of it, and I really enjoy it. So, like I say, Takeshita's obviously hurting Swerve like fuck. A lot of Swerve isn't always out of it. Like, Swerve will come back and obviously do kickouts and, get these strikes in himself. But for the first 5 to 10, it's Takeshita overpowering Swerve. A lot of suplexes, a lot of lifts ups, a lot of slams. Again, those elbow strikes, as you expect. Even get some of his famous Raven Rabbit scream knees. The bwah! But no, even that, he does the knee, but he doesn't do the bwah as much as he focuses on it. Now, I really don't think that's, that's a great example of how much A, he's grown, but 2, just how primitive he was back then. Even Swerve, when Swerve's doing his house call and stuff, he doesn't do the who's house. That's what he normally does. Obviously now, but it's really cool going back to it. Now, like I say, Takeshita's flying knees, and Takeshita's, again, like I said, he's just primitive here compared to what he is now. Now, with Swerve here, like I say, Swerve's definitely over, and people want Swerve here. I just feel like there's not a lot of venom in it, frankly. I feel like Swerve here looks good, don't get me wrong, Swerve always looks good. Swerve's one of the best wrestlers in the world. But, his athleticism here is great. Again, the kill shot, the stomps, we'll talk about the stomps in a minute, the stomps are excellent. But, his strikes aren't great. It does a lot of dodging, which I thought was really good, actually. I thought that was really good. But to get onto the stomps, I mean, like I say, so Takeshita's really dominating, but Swerve will obviously get a few, dodges and a few strikes and goes a bit back and forth. There's a bit where, Swerve does the Swerve stomp on Takeshita and really fucks Takeshita up. And there's a point where he's about to do a move, he has Takeshita wobbled, and he goes to a strike, one of his famous strikes with his elbows, but because Takeshita's really attacked the neck with his elbow strikes, Swerve, crumbles, and I don't think I've ever seen that where it's sold on the neck. I thought that was really cool. I don't think I've ever seen that, at least, for a specific, just a strike. I don't think I've ever seen that. Takeshita obviously takes advantage, strikes him back, goes to the flying knee, as you expect. Good kickouts, not too many, not overloaded with kickouts, which is good. And for the pace, it really sets it. There's a point where they send each other over the rope, very similar. But, yeah, the main thing when it gets really interesting is the stomps. So Swerve obviously does this, he does a great kill shot to the back of Takeshita, from the behind to Takeshita's head. And then he goes up and does his stomp. Now, Takeshita somehow kicks out. I thought that was a crazy kick out, to be honest. I thought that was a wild one. Felt like it should have been the finish. But then Swerve's about to do, I think it's a kill shot. But Takeshita rolls out to the apron of the ring. Like, the hardest part of the ring. There. And basically, Swerve gets up on the top turnbuckle and turns and does the stomp via there. And it's so well delivered. He pushes Takeshita back in the ring, does a kill shot, gets the win. And it's a very simple and effective match. I think it's a great match. I think it's an example of both of these guys at that time. It was a good snapshot of that. And honestly, I just enjoyed it. Again, Nana's out there, and Nana doesn't do too much. Don Callis is there. I had to watch this due to AEW's Japanese YouTube channel, which I do recommend. It's really good there, because you get a lot of other matches. But my AEW doesn't go that far back, and I'm still trying to find ways to, I'm still off topic, I'm still trying to find ways to do the Bryan stuff, so that's why I'm still trying to explore other options. But honestly, I just wanted to watch this match because they're two great wrestlers, and I'm just surprised they haven't had more matches 1v1 with each other. And it delivered. I feel like the biggest thing watching this match was, I really wish they would redo this. I think that you could do, this could be an insane match now. Modern day Swerve, this is modern day Takeshita. The Takeshita we know now, he's much bigger, much more effective, much more refined. And Swerve, again, a lot more showboat. He got that character nailed. And the heel version of him, too. This could work. I don't give a fuck, bro. Hopefully, touch wood, when Takeshita wins that international belt off Okada, or whatever belt he wins, and hopefully they run him and Swerve. That could be phenomenal. I really do think that would be a great feud. And just a match in general. And I think that's what I really like watching this match. As much, like I say, I enjoyed this match watching it. I thought it was really fun. I thought it was really good, as you expect from both guys. The athleticism from Swerve, and specifically the striking from Takeshita here, is excellent. It's not like the most insane match. I do feel like it really is a great match. It's not something I'm like, oh my god, you know what I mean? But it's just like, oh fucking hell, this is really good. And I feel like if you'd done this now, it would be a, oh my god, fucking hell type of match. And I mean that in the most complimentary way. That's what really enticed me about the match, and I feel like that's a benefit to it, because this was 2 years ago now, and the development from Takeshita specifically is so drastic. You can see it in this match just watching Takeshita. He was one of the best in the world. He was the best wrestler for me in the world last year, 100%. And then when you obviously have Swerve as well, after that, like I said, I think that belt run changed Swerve for the better, like in terms of his ability and just how good he was. He was always good, evidently, from this match. But just how much he elevated just from that belt being on him, this could be an incredible match again. And this one was great. But like, the idea of doing this again to like, oh my god, so it's such a different level, it's really enticing. And that's what I really like about this match. It makes me want more. And I feel like you've got to give this match a credit. Obviously, it's a lot more because of modern day versions. But still, it's like, no, I still want to see more. This is really good. And that's what the match, again, is great. Swerve looks great, obviously, on this rise to the belt. Obviously, Joe's backstage watching it. Now and again, we got a little jump scare from Smoke Joe during the match, to be honest. But then also with Takeshita doesn't really get a lot of focus. And I feel like if you focus that on Takeshita now, you get so much more. And I feel like that's its problem. Realistically, out of anything, it sounds wild. The biggest issue with this match is it's not modern day Takeshita. It's wild to say. But it's true. It's like, if you had modern day Takeshita and focused on Takeshita a bit more in this match, in terms of like, what it means to him, and not just make him a stopgap to Swerve getting the belt, it just feels like you could elevate this so much more. And again, Takeshita's one of the best wrestlers in the world. So is Swerve. Do this again. It's magic. And I feel like this one lacks in terms of me rambling about it. Sorry, but I just think the idea of these two going at it again is so fucking good, and I think it's insane. It's the only time they've ever had a match 1v1. I hope they do it. This match itself, just to summarise, I think it's excellent. I think it's a really good, not excellent, but I think it's a really good match. For a TV Dynamite main event, it saves. It's a really good match. And the two of them do look great here. It's on the point where Swerve's really finding himself in AEW. And I just feel like there's so much more now. The possibilities of this as a match and a feud is incredible. I want that. And this match is great, but also the ability and the possibilities of so much more. This is a starting off point, and it's a great starting off point. I just hope to God they actually do it. Just do whatever. Takeshita and Swerve needs to happen again. But this match as a first point proves it will be excellent going forward. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Swerve and Takeshita's match on AEW Dynamite in 2024. Yeah. Let me know what you think of the match if you've seen it. Would you like to see Swerve and Takeshita go at it? And who do you think's the better wrestler out of the two of them, actually, overall? Swerve or Takeshita? I think that's really tight. I actually don't know who I picked there, to be honest. I love them both. But yeah, really fun match. And honestly, please to God, Tony, do it again.